Hello, Minnesota Vikings fans. It's Vikings Central back at it with another video. Really excited to talk here a little bit about hopefully our franchise quarterback for the foreseeable future and JJ McCarthy. Just want to talk about him a little bit before these joint practices. And as we get farther and farther into the preseason, it's going to be evident and it's going to be important for JJ McCarthy to just continue to get better each and every single day if the Vikings want to reach their goal, and that's competing for a championship. That's what we set out to do. The roster is ready. Now, is your young quarterback going to be the reason you guys get to that point, or is it going to take some time to kind of evolve? It could be the mixture of the two, but just want to talk a little bit again about JJ McCarthy. Before we hop directly into the video, I want to shout out our Substack real quick, Vikings Central. Just go to substack.com/Vikings Central. You can find all of our article and written work over there. Just a great way to support us. Subscribe free or $7 a month, whatever works for you. Just appreciate the support. Regardless, you see all of our social medias down there in the corner as well. And then our two sponsors, that's Badass Wood Art and Homage. You see the link under Homage. Go there for Vikings gear, 20 to 30% off at the moment. And also that's Badass Wood Art. Use code VC15 at any of their social media. You can find them over there or their website. That's badasswoodart.com. You can see the skull sign behind my head right there. He does fantastic work. All right, let's hop in. Let's talk again a little bit about JJ McCarthy. That's what we came here for. That's going to be the big talker all week and pretty much all season long, especially leading up to week one of the versus Chicago Bears, because we really don't know what we're supposed to expect. We've seen him in the preseason now. Last year for a quarter and a half, essentially played pretty well versus the Raiders. Now, we saw him for one series against the Texans, 4 for 7, 30 yards, had a scramble for a first down. But that's probably all we're going to see him in the preseason. I don't think he's going to play Saturday. So these joint practices versus the Patriots are going to be super important. Going to go up against Mike Vrabel's defense is going to be super important just to see how he improves, how he dissects a defense that's not Brian Flores's. They're going to be able to slow things down, work through every single process that Kevin O'Connell wants to work through because it's in a structured environment. It's not in a game. It's not in a game setting where things can happen where the coaches don't want it to. Now, it can still happen in joint practices, but they can kind of structure it exactly the way they want it and kind of just go from there. And I think it's a great opportunity. The Patriots have some playmakers over on that defense, have a solid front seven. So it's going to be fun to see how the offensive line stacks up as well, just protecting JJ McCarthy and how much of the run game we kind of see the Vikings kind of rely on. Now, we're not going to be able to see that much during the joint practices, but as the season gets closer and we get into the season, Kevin O'Connell said it all along. We got Jordan Mason now. We got Aaron Jones now. It's going to be very important to keep the running game very top of the importance level for this offense because they want to set up that play action. They want to be able to make JJ comfortable. Don't put too much on his shoulders, especially right away. You're not going to have Jordan Addison for the first 3 games. He's going to be learning on the fly there for a while. It might take half a season for him to finally hit a stride to where they're really comfortable. Just kind of let him loose. And there's going to be times where, hey, they're down in the fourth quarter and you just got to trust JJ McCarthy and see what he has. Maybe do a little bit of no huddle where he can just not think. He can just go, get into it. We see it in this Kevin O'Connell system. It's very important for quarterbacks to kind of get into a rhythm. And if they do, they can be very successful. But the question I have right now is JJ McCarthy ready? And at this point, it's a question mark. It really is. That's why I'm giving you guys this question. Is he ready to lead a team with Super Bowl aspirations? Now, whatever we hear from teammates, we just heard it from Aaron Jones. He's got a head on him like Aaron Rodgers, just with the smarts. And then he's got all the leadership in the world to pair it with that. And then he also has the arm strength and the talent to just kind of put it all together. So he's got all the intangibles, but it's going to take some time just to learn the offense, get comfortable in the system, play NFL football for the first time in his entire life, because this is going to be his first action. Again, he got injured last year, only played 1 preseason game and played a series this year. So he hasn't had a lot of football underneath him, and that's why I continue, and Kevin O'Connell, even as this goes back to these joint practices, to just continue to say these are so important to JJ McCarthy because he's going to get live reps in, the repetition. I heard from Bears camp, Caleb Williams during I think it's with the Dolphins, he had 70 live reps in like a day. And those are invaluable for a young quarterback because He got 13 plays in a preseason game, and against a vanilla defense, it's not going to make as much of a difference compared to the practices that, again, that can be structured the way Kevin O'Connell and Mike Vrabel obviously want them structured. But is he ready? I think he is ready just because he's a very composed individual. He's very prepared, and he can make the throws that Kevin O'Connell wants him to make. Now, is he going to be 100% comfortable in the system week 1 versus Chicago Bears? No. Is he going to have some nerves? Yes. Coming off the knee injury, 22 years old. There's a lot of things there, but he's composed for being a 22-year-old. He can make all the throws that Kevin O'Connell wants him to make, and he can manage the offense really well that we've seen and we've only heard time and time again from Ryan Kelly, from TJ Hawkinson, again from Aaron Jones. He can manage the offense. And if he needs to do that for 5, 6, 7 games to start the season, and then you can kind of unleash him a little bit for the home stretch of the 2025 season, hey, we'll make it work. But is he ready? I think he is, and he's only going to get there more and more. And we're going to get questions answered here during the joint practices. Then obviously week 1 versus Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football, a huge stage. Guess what? The next week after that, you play the Falcons on Sunday Night Football, another huge stage. So we're going to get answers here pretty quick. Again, just want to talk to you guys a little bit about JJ McCarthy. What do you guys think? Is he ready for the big stage? Is he ready to lead this team to the playoffs and maybe beyond? I think we're going to get some answers here shortly. And say he struggles this year a little bit. Hey, we got time. We're gonna get there. We're gonna continue to get better. Like Kevin O'Connell says, just every single day, you grow, and you get better. Thanks for tuning in. God bless. We'll see you guys in the next video.